You were born in 1500s Germany, and your life already decided for you. Your dad farms, his dad farmed, his dad's dad farmed, and unless something changes, you will spend your entire life bent over a field growing food you can barely afford to eat, wearing the same gray clothes your family has worn for generations. You have never owned anything nice. You have never gone anywhere exciting. You smell like a farm. And then, one morning, you see them. These men are laughing. They're loud. They look absolutely ridiculous. They also look like the coolest people you have ever seen in your entire life.
But wait, how this even started?
The ruler of the Holy Roman Empire, has a serious problem. His armies keep losing. The Swiss mercenaries, soldiers from Switzerland who fight for money, are absolutely destroying everyone on the battlefield. Their secret? Tight formations. Soldiers packed so closely together with long spears that cavalry can't break through. Maximilian wants that. He wants his own version. German men who will fight for him, follow orders, and hold a battle line. But how do you convince young German men to leave their farms and risk their lives? You give them something no peasant in Europe has ever had, the right to dress however they want. In 1500s Europe, the law actually controlled what you could wear. Peasants could only wear plain, dull colors. Silk, gold, bright fabrics, all of that was reserved for nobles and royalty. Maximilian looked at that rule, looked at his need for soldiers, and said, "My men are exempt, completely." It was the greatest military recruitment trick in European history, and it worked on you.
Becoming a Landsknecht.
You walk 3 days to reach the mustering ground. You sign your name, and just like that, you're in. First thing, you pick your weapon. The pike, an 18-foot spear. In battle, hundreds of men hold these in a tight group. Together, you're a walking wall of sharp steel. The halberd, half axe, half spear, with a hook on the back for pulling knights off their horses. The arquebus, an early firearm, loud, slow to reload, and occasionally explodes in your face. But then, you see it. The Zweihander, the great two-handed sword. The soldiers who carry it, Doppelsoldner, meaning double-pay soldiers, have the most dangerous job in the entire army. They are human battering rams. They are also paid twice as much as everyone else. You sign up for the Zweihander. Now, the outfit. Remember, no rules, none. You choose a doublet slashed with dozens of cuts to show colored fabric underneath. Your leggings are striped, one leg red, one leg yellow. Your hat is enormous, wide-brimmed, and has 3 massive feathers sticking out of it. You look completely insane. You also look like no peasant who has ever lived. That's the point. Here's something nobody tells you about being a soldier in the 1500s. The army is basically a moving city. For every 500 fighters, there are hundreds more following behind. Families, cooks, merchants, doctors. Your captain, called a Hauptmann, is a veteran who has survived more battles than you've had hot meals. Every month you earn 1 gulden. That's your pay, when it actually arrives, which is not always. In the meantime, you gamble. Every Landsknecht gambles. Dice games happen every single night. You have already lost and won your wages 3 times before firing a single shot in battle. This is completely normal. One thing that surprises most people, the Landsknechts govern themselves. You vote on your own rules. You elect your own judges.
First battle. The strangest thing about fighting as a Landsknecht is this. Your most dangerous enemies are often other Landsknechts. By the 1520s, every major power in Europe has hired Landsknechts. France has them, the Pope has them, Spain has them. So when 2 armies face each other, it's very common to look across the battlefield and recognize someone. The rules say that killing a former comrade is deeply dishonorable, so both of you, without saying a word, quietly find someone else to fight. The Battle of Pavia in 1525 is your kind of battle. The French army charges. Habsburg artillery tears through them. The French king himself, Francis I, is captured before noon. But here is the truth about war that no one writes on the recruitment posters. The sword is not your biggest enemy. Disease is. Dirty water, contaminated food, men packed together in camp for weeks, dysentery, typhus, plague. These kill more Landsknechts than any army ever does. Average life expectancy on campaign? 5 years. You were 22. You're already beating the odds. It's 1527. Your captain died 2 months ago. Fever, not battle, which would have absolutely infuriated him. Pay hasn't come in 4 months. The army is owed a fortune by the Habsburg treasury. What they've received instead is promises. Promises do not buy bread. The army, hungry, unpaid, and furious, turns and marches toward Rome. What happens next is called the Sack of Rome. Pope Clement VII flees through a secret tunnel. The city is looted for 8 days straight. It is one of the most shocking events of the entire Renaissance, and the reason it happens is not ideology, not religion, not conquest. It is 4 months of unpaid wages. After Rome, the pay finally arrives. You are 26. The Landsknecht era lasted about 100 years. By the mid-1500s, gunpowder weapons made pike formations less effective. The era ended, quietly, the way most eras do, but they left something behind. For 100 years, the most dangerous soldiers in Europe were also, without question, the best dressed. Young men with nothing to their name walked through cities wearing colors that nobles had legally banned them from wearing. In a world that told them exactly who they were and exactly what they could be, they wore peacock feathers and 6-foot swords and dared anyone to say something about it. They started as farmers with nothing. They became legends with everything. Not bad for men who once smelled like turnips.